Hey y'all. Hey y'all. Hey y'all. Okay, so I'm gonna try something different for y'all. Welcome back to the third episode of Lowkey Unforgettable. And y'all may notice something a little different. Y'all on YouTube may notice a little something different. You got me. Yeah, I decided to do a little something different, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna try it out. I'm not making y'all no promises, but I'm gonna try this visual aspect of recording this podcast. We're gonna see how it pans out. Okay. So far I feel good about it. So far I like it. You know, if you can see in the background, I got Molly and I got my girl Issa over here. So this is the thumbnail for this episode from season 1, episode 3. That is what we are talking about today. And it's racist as fuck. Okay. That is the title of this episode. And it was written by Dayna Lynne North and directed by Melina Matsoukas. So we're going to get into it, y'all. We're going to get into it. Racist as fuck. Okay. So again, welcome back to another episode. If you're here, you're new here, hit that subscribe button, please. Thank you. Rate the podcast, please. It helps. It helps the podcast become more discoverable if you rate it. Share, tell a friend to tell a friend, especially if they are an insecure lover. They were an insecure lover. Tell them run this back so that they can, reestablish their love, their said love for Insecure, as I do, as I have, and as we're doing. Because come on, y'all, it's Insecure. We love the show. We still love it. We love it like it was yesterday, like it was just yesterday. So anyway, we're going to get into this episode. Again, like, comment, all the things. I don't have to tell y'all. Y'all know. Y'all know what it is. But anyway, we're going to try this visual aspect. So far, like I said, I do feel good about it. I was like really not trying to do the whole visual thing, but I was like, you know what? Because I am bringing I Pick Passion and Funny back. And of course, that is visual. That's a non-negotiable. It has to be visual. But I was like, you know what? Maybe y'all want to see more of me, even on here. So I'm going to give y'all a little of me, even on this podcast. At first I was like, this is just, I'm not really even, I'm doing this for the love of Insecure. And, to give you guys another side of me because, I share a lot of unfiltered banter and a little bit about me, more than what you guys get to see on I Pick Passion and Funny or what you see on other platforms. Like, you know what? Here y'all go. And again, we love Insecure. So here we are. That is why we're here. All right. So anyway, let's get into it. Just as a reminder, I will be looking over to the side. So if you see me looking over, it is because I'm looking at the show. Okay, because again, this is a unofficial loosely rewatch podcast. So I'm looking over to the side because I am looking at the show. It is on mute. And not only is it on mute, I have the caption. So I will be reading, kind of picking up, looking. Because to be honest, y'all, every time I watch this show, I discover something new, something different that I didn't remember. I'm like, oh yeah, wait, that part. So there may be a little bit of that, but I'm reading the captions and I'm like rewatching this like here and now, picking up on things. So it's a fresh rewatch. I can't talk. It's a free. It's a fresh rewatch because I haven't rewatched it in a while. So let's get into it. Okay. Shall we get into it? So as you remember, we left the last episode, Lawrence and Issa were in the bed and talking. Okay, so now Issa's on the bed. She's putting her headscarf on. It's nighttime now, huh? Yeah. And Lawrence walks in the bedroom and she's like, oh, I was going to read. He's like, sorry, because of course there's still some awkwardness between them. She's like, I could just go to the living room. He's like, I could just sleep with the light on. You know what I mean? It's cool. Like, no big deal. Sleep with the light on. And so he gets in the bed beside her. She picks up the book and she's like, I can just go to bed too. I'm good. So she gets up, turn the light off, and she gets back in the bed. And they just kind of lay there awkwardly for a beat. Awkward silence. Both eyes open, laying on the back. He rolls over. Sorry, your hands are cold, is what she says when he tries to touch her. He's like, oh, my bad. Probably all the snow cones I made. She's like, snow cones? What? He's like, no, I was just making a joke. I was just making a joke. Or thought I was. She's like, awkward. Okay, can you say awkward? So she says goodnight, and she rolls over to the other side, not facing him. And yeah, now they're just, it's showing this, them, throughout the night, just kind of, moving about. She gets up and, this, what is it, a time lapse or something of, what's that called? When they just kind of, and then they both get up, it's the morning. They're both on the opposite side of the bed. Look, I've heard, let me go back because I just missed what was said here. But of course, now we got a title card. We're in the office. Lawrence is trying to get, I guess this is the interview or the job he's trying to get or whatnot. He's like, look, I've heard everything you said and I'm trying. Okay. And I really want this to work. It's really frustrating because I don't know what I'm doing. You've only been job hunting for 2 weeks. So I know, but I thought the last interview went well. So I'm assuming this is a recruiter or something that he's talking to. The VP went to Georgetown too. They had a ton of questions, mostly about the gaps in your resume. They are tough to explain. Look, I just need to get back. I can't keep living off unemployment. Where if you're pressed for income, you might need to take a step back. How far back? Something entry level or maybe hourly like tech support. Woo! He's like, no. Why would I do that? I'm still getting interviews. You were just saying, you are. I'm just saying it could take a while. He's like, it's fine. I can wait. Woo, tough spot. Real tough spot. Keep telling Ashley so now we're in Molly's work. Oh, we got a new black law intern. So she discovers that they have a new black law intern. And he's like, the white guy she's talking to, I don't see color. Okay. I just see someone who's, what did he say? He said, I just see someone who's going to fetch me coffee. Hey, I'll catch up with you in a bit. So she stops. She's talking to her in one of the third year associates. Oh, look at you. I see us in high places, girl. Well, thank you so much. If you ever need anything, I can help. So she offers to help, offers her assistant, Rashida. But you can call me Day, girl. Day. Okay. So she tells her, Molly's like, hey, I'm a third year associate. I got you. You need any help? Like sister to sister, like black woman to black woman, I got you. So because she feels so comfortable with this her fellow black sister, saying to her, hey, she's like, she tells her, you can call me, gives her this nickname that she can call her. And she's like, okay. Like, yeah, that to me, you see, that's just don't get too comfortable, right? Like, you see, just because we see and we're the same, we have the same skin, we understand it's a mutual, I'm a black woman, you're a black woman, and doesn't mean that on the first interaction that you just drop a nickname for me to call you, because excuse me, what? Where's your professionalism? And then the nickname was like, it wasn't like, hey, call me, a short for, my name is LaRonda, call me Rhonda. Okay. Like, excuse me? Like, what did she say? She said, Day. I gotta go back to this part. I gotta go back to this again. There you social. I'm looking at you like, seeing us in high places, girl. Okay. Well, thank you so much. I know everything is super new right now. If you need anything, I can help. Well, thanks, Molly. Yeah, I appreciate it. Cheetah. But you can call me Day girl. Wow. Don't get too comfortable. Don't get too comfortable. Don't do it. Don't be so quick to just say because we're both black. We both we understand, we speak the same language. Because no, this is a job. This is a professional setting. Okay, we're in a job. We're in an office. Like you don't know me. I'm 30 years, so you don't know me to be telling me to call you Day. I'm just saying. So anyway, okay. So now we got y'all. And Issa's on the phone. She's walking and just hung up. And I think Issa just isn't over her head. Can she even plan this? Do you have bus parking at the beach? So she overhears every time is the weather good, the sand, the noisy children. So she overhears these white people talking about her in the break room. She's like, standing outside the door like, wait a minute, what are they talking about? Talking about me? So she walks in with Frida and them. She walks in with them and she's like, how are you doing? Are you stressed? I would be so stressed, like so stressed. That's what the other white woman says. So it's great. Thank you. Well, awesome. We are really looking forward to it. The kids are going to have so much fun. Overlapping voices. Okay. All right. Hey, Frida. She's like, do you have a sex? She's like, I have all the sex you need. Nope. I heard it. Were you guys discussing beach day? Oh, it's no big deal. We were just talking a few. Others have had some concerns. Are they concerns that couldn't talk about me, like Like, if you have concerns, like, you couldn't have just come to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, hello. Like, they couldn't talk to me about it. You know what I'm saying? If they got concerns, they should be coming to me if the concerns are about me. She said, just emailed Deb to check a couple little things. Wait, so there were emails too? I wasn't CC'd. They weren't sure how she react. Wow. She said, I showed them you have everything covered. Wow. Frida walks off. Issa's stuck there like, really? They're having secret white meetings and they're sending secret white emails? I made one mistake on my presentation and they lost all faith in me. So she's venting now to Lawrence. She's at home. She's venting to Lawrence and he's just letting her vent. White people at my job fuck up all the time. That's what she says. Whew. Haven't we been there? Where are all those emails? I didn't get shit to my inbox. Wow. Look, did you talk to Joanne about it? No, because then I'll look too sensitive. So fucking unfair. I just got to work extra hard to prove them wrong. That's what he says to her. She's like, yeah, I'm about to plan the fuck out this beach. Okay, girl, that's what you better do. I mean, the truth is, like, we all know, and especially as Black women in America and society on these jobs, anywhere, everywhere, all the time, we constantly have to prove ourselves. And it's unfortunate that we constantly have to prove ourselves. That our talents, our abilities, aren't enough. They just aren't enough. I was about to say sometimes they aren't enough. Majority of the time, they're not enough. It's sad to say. Even when you can, and even when they know that you can, there's still a doubt, right? And we still have to prove constantly. We've done it before. We got to do it again. We constantly got to prove ourselves the next time. The next time. Well, haven't I done it before? Okay, but I need you to prove it again. Like, it's a constant hamster wheel as a woman, as a Black woman in society. It's just what it is. And so this is a prime example of that, right? They're doubting her. And she's like, you know what? Doubt me. I thrive best in doubting. Doubt me. Because guess what? I'm going to plan the fuck out this beach day. And you going to eat all them words that you was talking. Okay? You going to eat them. You're going to eat them because you're doubting me. But doubt me because as Black women, we thrive best. When you doubt us, we always going to shine, baby. Always. Go ahead, doubt me. Go ahead, doubt me. Been there and done that. I've been there myself. Believe me. And it's all really because intimidation. You're intimidated by me. You're intimidated by the color of my skin. You're threatened by my ability and my talent and what I bring to the table and what that I bring to the table. Just saying. I outshine you. And you don't like that. You're threatened by that. Trying to keep a Black man, trying to keep us down. That's what they do. Anyway, we know that already. Okay. So he's trying to now talk to her. How'd that go? She says she thought I'm still getting it. I need to be more open to entry level positions. But he's like, I'm not trying to go backwards. And she sounds what did she say? She sounds kind of right though. So he's just like, she did just email me. Elisa just emailed me about a possible interview tomorrow. That was cool. That's all you can say? What do you want me to say? Is what she says to him. He said, I know you've been busy, but I feel like the last couple of weeks, just because I'm back here doesn't mean everything's all good. Okay, I'm not saying that it's all good. I knew I should have gotten something to eat before I got home. These white people got me all hangry. He's like, you want me to go get some food? She's like, no, thanks. I told Molly I'd meet up at this stupid thing. Meet up with her at this stupid thing. But you're coming home, right? So he tries to make a joke. Don't let me catch you right. She's like, too soon. He thought he was trying to be funny. He was trying to, lighten it up, trying to make a joke, haha, about, yeah. So, too soon. I just want him to know what he did to get us there. Well, have you told Lawrence what your issues are with him? Like, really spelled it out? They're at this food truck. It's hard to see shit clearly. What do you have to be the one who sees it? I know I love him, but it's hard to carry the emotional weight and the financial weight. Like, those are heavy as fuck. It does take two to make it or break it. Bitch, you eating tacos with him? They're at the taco food truck and they're talking. And she's like, you eating tacos with him or me? Okay. So Issa feels like Molly is taking her side, or his side, I'm sorry. Feels like she's taking Lawrence's side, and because she's kind of like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Take two to, I'm just saying, I mean, it's fair. That's what a real friend's supposed to do. A real friend's supposed to challenge you, supposed to make you look at yourself, reflect, look at yourself in the mirror like, hey, maybe you know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm not really, doing or contributing all that I can in this. You know what I mean? What did she say? She said something to the guy. Molly's going up there to go get her taco. And she says, you could spit in these tacos and not eat them either way. You know, I didn't do that. It's my secret ingredient. That's what you said. It's a secret ingredient. Cute. So she gets their taco. Okay, all right. So Jared is coming through tonight. She breaks the news that Jared's coming through. Renaboo is coming? Not Renaboo. Why you clowning just because he work at Enterprise? Hilarious. Did I hurt your feelings? Bum. Okay. If he's giving me, what did she say? She said I just need for you to just gauge to see if he's giving me friend vibes or, okay. She said, you can't tell? Sometimes Jared is hella dodgy. She said she can't read him. She said, I guess I'll sort this out for you, just like I did for your gynecologist, which was friend vibes. What did she say? She said, just like I did for your gynecologist, which was friend vibes, by the way. God don't like ugly. Fuck these tacos. God don't like ugly. That's for sure. He sure don't. So this episode is definitely given a lot is happening right now. A whole lot is happening. And Poe Lawrence, I mean, well, you guys, it's crazy. Because I think we've all been in those situations where, we have been in a job or on a job and having to deal with constant racism. But is it racism? But it's definitely giving racism. You know what I mean? Like, it's like that undercover racism. It's like that I can't put it right in your face and make it that but it's racism. Okay. It's giving those vibes. That's the vibe it's giving. For sure. Racist as fuck. You know what I mean? For sure. We've all had those situations, right? Let me know in the comments. If you care to share, you can let me know in the comments. If, just briefly, you ain't got to go into crazy detail, but something or another, if this is relative to you, and if you have experienced something like a racist as fuck behavior from a boss or from coworkers or whatever the case may be, if you've been there, let me know. Because I know I have, for sure. Okay? For sure. I was surrounded by them that did not like me. And you know what I did? Smiled every day. And I rubbed it in their face because I knew they didn't like me. I had fun. Because the one thing you're not gonna stop is you're not gonna stop this joy. You're not gonna take my joy. But they tried every day to steal it. They did. They tried to steal it. And I would not let them do it. Don't get me wrong. There were days it took a lot from me. Like, whoo, baby. It was days. I had a lot of those days. Like, it got to the point where pulling up in the parking lot, I was like, I don't want to be here. Like, to pull up in the parking lot was like effort. It was bad. I was there for 3 years and I dealt with it. Like, let's get back to the show. It was a stepping stone though. And I knew as soon I was going to get the hell out of there as soon as I was able. And I did. And did for a better opportunity, amen. That they didn't even see coming. Amen. Okay, so anyway, now we are at the party that Molly has now taken. Issa and Molly are at this party. I believe this is where Jared is. They pull up and it's nice little crowd, like a house party vibes. You know what I'm saying? No, Tiffany. So this is the first time that so this is not with Jared. I forgot this scene. Matter of fact, this in the background. Tiffany, it's the first time we've met Tiffany. Okay, shout out to Amanda Seal, who killed the role of Tiffany. And of course, Natasha Rothwell. So this is our first time also meeting R. Kelly. So they're at this house party and it's a vibe. She's like, we're in here. Look who okay, Kelly, did your drunk ass. I wasn't trying to miss the open bar. Okay, of course, Kelly, we know she's gonna be there for that open bar. She ain't gonna miss that. So they showing off their shoe game. So you guys, technical difficulties. We're going to run this back. We're going to try this again. Okay. To get through the next half of this show. Okay. Yeah, because that was a hot mess. Okay. And I was like, look, I'm trying to bring y'all this visual. I'm trying, but I am being defeated. Okay. But, we gonna do this. We gonna see it through. And so I am determined not today procrastination. Okay. But anyway, that's just my new favorite cup. But anyway, okay, so we left off with at the party. We were introduced to Molly. We were introduced to Molly. We were introduced to Tiffany and to Kelly. So we know who they are now, played by Amanda Seales and Natasha Rothwell. So we've gotten to the party, and we're at the part now where they're the shoe game. You know, we checking out the shoe game. We looking at the gangs are here. So we got Tiffany's husband. She's like, Molly, I see these Fendi's. She's like, I got a problem. And then Issa's like, Converse, I got a problem. So they're like, Molly, where's the new boo? Is he coming? He's not a new boo yet. She's like, that's why I need y'all to gauge him for me. We fucked in the orchard. End of story. Haha. I'm tired of LA men, is what Kelly says. What's wrong with dudes from LA? Jared walks up. They're like, good to see you again. She's like, Tiffany's like, y'all know each other? Then talk about her rapping on stage. She's like, Kelly's like, wait, you're telling me this awkward bitch got on stage and didn't fall off? Hilarious. You guys, I'm tired. I gotta go to work tomorrow, so I'm gonna get out of here. So Issa slides out. So Molly stays, of course, is there. So Jared thinks he might have said or do something wrong, and he didn't. Molly's like, no. They're like, you look good. And she said, what did she say? She said, you look good too. Shut up. They flirting. Girl, he feeling you so hard. She said, I could hang my coat on his dick. Okay, then. Like, she said, my heavy coat. That's what Kelly said. Her heavy coat. She said, it's not even winter. Sitting around. Once they get a degree, black men turn into the most niggerest of niggas. Okay, that's what Kelly said. They act like prized possessions. Very important. Okay. They act like the opportunity to suck their dicks. What'd she say? Wait, I'm trying to get all this banter, y'all, because it was good. This is good. Very important, pretentious. They act like women should be grateful for the opportunity to suck their dicks, says Molly. And add that to being in LA, where every dude thinks he's gonna bag some exotic model or actress. You know, that's why I appreciate New York, man. That's what she said. Because they way more straightforward. Talk about it. LA dudes do not approach black women. This is a fact. I approached you. See, black women are so quick to write off all black men. I mean, maybe that's why y'all still single, because you're too damn difficult. Ooh, woohoo. Okay. So couple things. All right. So now I will say, I have heard this LA dudes don't approach black women. Okay. I have heard this. Now, how true that is, I don't know. I'm not going to sit up here and try to act like I know this to be true. Right. But I've heard it multiple times from multiple women. That's a thing that, you know, they've experienced, that black men don't approach black women in LA. Why that is, I don't know. I don't know if there is truth to this. Why? I don't know. LA dudes, I don't know if it's just the mindset there, you know, that a lot of times people come there, they're hustling, chasing dreams. I don't know if it's just that they're not in the mindset to even like approach. Maybe they're not even ready for something like that. Maybe they're not looking for anything like that. Or sometimes it could be they feel like maybe if you approached them, some guys feel that way. And some guys are, you know what I've experienced and I've learned, that more guys are more, I'm not going to say shy, or I don't know if I should say shy, but I've experienced a lot of guys don't always know. And that's not just in LA. I just feel like in general, sometimes men don't really know how to approach. Some guys, you'd be surprised, they don't really know what to say or even how to say it, or if they should say anything. So if you're being standoffish, sometimes you got to give them that eye contact or a smile. You know what I mean? Sometimes let them know that you're approachable. And so I don't know if it's a thing where maybe they're not, I don't know all the women, and I'm not going to generalize us as women to say, or black women to say that, you know, because none of us, there's not a one shoe fits all in this situation. And I don't know, it depends on that guy and what he's looking for, if he's looking for anything at all. Some guys may like more natural women. You know, a lot of guys actually like more natural women. I find they don't do all the fake stuff. You know what I mean? I know we like to switch it up. We like to wear the fake hair. We like to do all the things. A lot of, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not knocking that. Not at all. Do you, sis? Do you? I'm just saying, there are guys, sometimes they're not looking for that. Sometimes they're so surrounded with all the fake shit that maybe sometimes they can appreciate real. And maybe that's what they're looking for more. So I think it's just kind of, you know, it's not a one shoe fits all. And so I just feel like as women, do you be true to who you are and whatever that is. And the right man will find you. The right Black man will find you. And sometimes just think about maybe making yourself more approachable. Not that you're trying to be like seen, like showing body and all that kind of stuff. I'm not saying you got to be seen in that way, but just sometimes if you see a guy of interest and you're where are you at and where are you putting yourself, surrounding yourself, that these Black men may or may not approach you. Because I've been in LA and I'm not saying like, I've gotten looks, you know what I mean? I've gotten looks, I've gotten head turns, and I've also recently, the last time that I was there, I had a guy to just a couple weeks ago when I was there looking apartment hunting. I literally had a guy to approach as I was, he didn't, kind of approach, but we were walking and he like shouted out, and not in a disrespectful way. But he's just like, you look good or something. You looking good or something like that. And I was like, and I heard him, but I didn't hear him at first. I was like, did he say? And I said, thank you. So I thought, thank you. And he smiled and we kept walking. And it wasn't like, so my point, and he was a Black man. So my point is, I'm not going to say that, I'm not going to believe that Black men don't approach Black women in LA. I'm not going to jump on that bandwagon. I'm not going to rule that out. That's a truth. I think that could be a truth for some Black women. Maybe that's been your experience, and I'm not going to discredit that. I'm not going to say that you're wrong, sis, because that might have been your experience. And I hope that for you, and that maybe, just maybe, that experience can change for you. Like, I pray that you find, especially if you were actively wanting and desiring, but you live in LA. And you love LA, but you're just like, hey, the dudes out here just not, and I want a Black man. Sis, I pray that you get that Black man. I really do. Whether you have to sometimes make the little bit of a first move or at least to show him that you're interested. I don't know. But I say all that to say I have heard that. And I don't want to believe it. But anyway, back to the show. Because I think there's another part that I want to touch on in a second as well. And I might have missed something I wanted to say already, but we just going to resume for now. And I'll get back to that. Just because we have standards does not make us difficult. Okay. The reason why my baby not work is because I let him be a man and he lets me be a woman. She said, bitch, I'm gonna call bell hooks on you. Okay. You always try to control shit and men. Okay. He's like, I think it's kind of sexy. Coat hanger. Seriously, where are your friends? They're all LA dudes. She said, I'll make that work. You went to college out here? No, I didn't go to college. So right then I see Molly's face like, oh, because she feels like her friends now know he didn't go to college. Or did she just learn this information herself? I can't recall. But either way, now it's like, oh, that not going to college topic, she feels like either is being looked at or judged. And that's causing her to kind of have this like, there's nothing wrong with not going to college. You know what I mean? Like, personally, that's not a thing for me, that a man has to be a college graduate, or had to have gone to college. I mean, that's great. If you have, by all means, right? That's amazing. But that's not a standard for me, right? College isn't for everybody. No, I don't feel like I missed anything, he said, just a degree, except for all the grateful women apparently waiting to suck my dick. Hilarious. Back to your friend. She said, what are some of their phone numbers? Hilarious. Kelly is too much. So then they're leaving now. She's like, yeah, I'm sorry about my friends. They were a little crazy today. Jared and Molly, and they're about to share their first kiss, guys. This is why they're complimenting, flirting, and all that kind of stuff. I had a great time with you. I did too. She kind of had a good point about what? That maybe sometimes guys aren't straightforward enough. Ooh, so he's like, let me let you know. Let me be straightforward. I like you. I like you too. Straightforward is sexy. Now, sometimes you can be too straightforward. Okay, now that no. Beach day. Okay, and Issa is overhearing. It's too hot in here. I'm not trying to sweat out my hair. So it's all the kids on the bus that are complaining, and then one of the white counterparts is talking, and she's like overhearing them talking mess. That they could have just went to a museum, or why didn't they just go to a museum? They can still just go to the museum. And so, yeah, that's Frida's like, I hope there's a ton of trash. Why do we have to clean, really? That's what she hears one of the kids say. So she gets up and she's like, excuse me, can I have your attention, please? She's like, okay, you guys, I know it's hot and we're stuck in traffic and it's feeling like we're all going to die on this bus. But I need you to remember that we are not home right now. But I need you to remember, where she said we're a mixed company. Is this what she said? Hilarious. Okay. We're not home right now. Okay. We are in mixed company. Okay. A positive attitude could go a long way. What she's trying to say, kids, your first lesson in racism or your first lesson in white versus white and black, white black 101. What she's trying to say is we're in mixed company. Having a positive attitude would go a long way because this nagging is giving these white people all of the to feel how they want to feel and to, feeling different. So, hey, let's not give them any reasons. Let's keep it positive. Look, first lesson, children. That's what she's trying to say. Thank you. Beach better have my money. That's a strike. Beach don't kill my vibe. These kids are clowning. They're funny. That's funny. So now they're laughing. And she's like, okay, at least she got some laughs, right? She got them to be a little bit more positive, They loved you, but they decided to go a different way. Lawrence is getting bad news. How did I not get it? I killed that interview. She's just tough out here right now, and we'll keep trying. So she's a recruiter? That's what it seems like. Maybe she's a recruiter. Anyway, he's about to go into the bank. So y'all know who we about to meet. Tasha for the first time. Yeah. So he's shout out to Dayna, Lynne, North, the writers, one of the bankers in this episode. I didn't remember that until this moment. But okay, look at you. She's like coming up in here looking like Obama. I had a job interview. Oh, okay. I see you. That's what Tasha said. Then let me go ahead and cash your last unemployment check. He said, nah, I didn't get the job. She's like, oh. Well, then they stupid. You got a lot going for you. And he's like, I don't know about all that. You a good black man. You went to college. I see you still got some savings. She's like, you out there trying to work and make something of yourself with no kid. She's speaking life into that black man. He need that. Better keep your head up. That's what she said and smiled at him. You right. Bye. They're looking back, smiling. Bye. That was the start right there. Once she started speaking life into that black man, when he's down, that right there was all it took. He was like, somebody that can speak life into me. You know what I mean? To give me them affirmations, make me feel better about myself because I'm not feeling the best about myself right now and what's going on in my life. So thank you, sister, for Black's queen, for speaking life into me. You know what I mean? When I'm kicking it, not kicking a man when I'm already down, but speaking life into me and uplifting me. And sometimes I admit, that's what our black men, a lot of times women, ladies, they be needing that. You know what I mean? We need that too. We also need and we want our partner, we want to be spoken life into, we want life spoken into us as well because we have it harder. Okay. So it goes both ways, but sometimes we just, you just need a little life spoken into you. And that's real. So the kids are at the beach now. They're having a blast. Laid out suntanning, picking up trash, all the things. Issa's admiring her work with her sunglasses, her sunshades on, just standing there admiring her work. One of her coworkers walks up. Okay, coworker says, "Hey," he says, "Why don't more of them swim? More of them swim." Right. She's like, slavery. And he walks away. Really walks away. Hilarious. Slavery. He just walks away. As he should have walked away. As he should have. Because first of all, why don't more of them swim? Come on. So then they're talking about, you only want one bottle of sunscreen. I didn't think they'd even need any. Hey, did you need this? She asks her white coworker, look a little burned in your face. No, do I? That's the one she wanted to get. She wanted to get back at her anyway. She's, I'm so white, just spray me. She wanted to get back at her anyway because that's the one that was talking junk, had been talking real junk. So now where Molly's at work, she's now she's seeing that she was accepted. She's not on the wait list anymore for the league. So she's super hyped. Then she overhears or sees the new black intern talking and just being, real sister-like to a white counterpart. And she's like, oh, girl, I'm good. She calls her in her office. I just want to make sure that no one gets the wrong impression of you. She's like, why would they? Mark said I was doing great. She's like, yeah. And sometimes you can be a little, girl, you know how these white people are. If you want to be successful, you got to know when to switch it up a little bit. Code switching, aka code switching. She's like, I appreciate your feedback. She's like, Good. She's like, but I didn't switch it up in my interview with the senior partners. And I didn't switch it up when I was named editor of the law review. And I don't think I need to switch it up now. But thank you so much. I guess she told you, Molly. I guess she told you. Because I'm just trying to help. That's what Molly said that she was. Hilarious. No, that's funny. Well, code switching is a real thing. We've all had to do that. We've all been there where we've had to, turn it on, turn it off, but it is, if you can find the balance of being yourself, because I think there is a fine line there. If you are of too much of yourself, okay, you always be yourself. Because one thing about me, anybody know me, I'm gonna be myself in any place. I'm gonna be me. You're gonna know who I am, and I'm not gonna switch it, but so much, and not but too much anyway. I'm gonna switch it, and I know how to be very professional, and I'm gonna keep it professional always. You will always know that element of who I am, and I don't have to be all of the stereotypes and belligerent and never that, never that. You won't ever see that. But I know how to keep it cute. But you're gonna know, because I'm gonna be bubbly. I'm gonna be happy, and I'm gonna be myself. And if I feel that I need to speak about something, I'm going to speak about it in a very I can be direct, and I'm going to be direct, but professional way. It's just a fine line. I think it's a dance that you have to kind of, when it comes to, you don't want to be too much of yourself, depending on how you got to know yourself. Okay. And when to reel it back, and when to be which parts of yourself to show in what setting. You got to know your audience. That's basically what I'm saying. You do have to know your audience. And I think that's what Molly was trying to say. But this girl obviously had control of the situation. Okay. And so obviously it wasn't to the point where it was, but to Molly feels like, as another fellow Black woman, she's giving her advice that she feels like she could use. And maybe she overstepped. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes just sometimes it's not always, we don't always need to give the advice that we think that we need to give. Sometimes just fall back. And if she came to her, that would be different. But I guess she felt like, if she came to her to ask and say, hey, for the advice, that's different. But sometimes I didn't ask for your advice. You know what I mean? I just didn't ask for it. Thank you, but no thank you. But yeah, I've definitely been in a setting where I was the only Black woman in there. Well, actually, no, it was two of us. It was two of us. I worked in an establishment where it was two Black women. And it was definitely, we knew we were the Black women for sure. And you felt racism, you know what I mean? But it was undercover, but then at moments it slipped, you like, huh. But, one thing about me, and like I said, I'm going to always be myself. And when it comes to, I'm going to smile, they couldn't stand it. And the part that I get most pleasure in is when I know you don't like me and I did nothing to you, and I know you don't like me just because I'm intimidating to you, because I smile, because I'm happy, because I have manners, and because I'm probably not like the stereotypes that you believe in your head, and I'm giving you all the, I'm just being me. And you don't like that. So I'm going to rub it in your face even more, because I know you don't like it. And so I got a lot of pleasure in doing that. I was there for 3 years. Yeah. It was a stepping stone. And I was glad to throw in their face when they give that 2 weeks notice. I was so happy and got a better opportunity for it. Okay. And they didn't see that coming. Okay. So anyway, okay, back to the show. When we're at the beach, Rita is, I'm really sorry about the emails before. She's apologizing, saying it was a good day. It was fun. Take full responsibility. I shouldn't have let it happen. She said, actually, I would love to make it up to you. Can I take you for drinks or something? They always trying to doubt us. Beach you ain't my friend just because you brown. She went and merged your ass on the bus trying to clown. Get the fuck out of here or bow the fuck down, okay? She said, could you hold this real quick? She can ass that heavy ass cooler. We should do drinks. That is hilarious. Thank you, Miss Issa. Aw, Dante, thank you. Aw, the kids loved it. It was a success. Shout out to Issa. All right, so now we are, okay, so Issa's at home. She's like, guess who? Molly's like, guess who got in the league? She said, did you say you were done with the dating apps? So she said, I was done with the shitty ass dating apps. Plus, I've been waiting like 3 months to get in. Now I finally date dudes on my level, girl. They fine as fuck. And I thought you were feeling Jared. But girl, these league niggas have been vetted. And Jared didn't even go to college. But you weren't even tripping about that before. You act like these niggas are gonna disappear. She said they will. I just want to see what else is out there. Damn, Issa, why can't you just, she's like, you right. Like, she said, like, you and Lawrence. Issa gets off the phone. Okay, bitch, have fun then. Bye. Okay, so a couple thoughts. So Issa's going to walk in the door. Lawrence is cooking all the things. A couple thoughts real quick, because we're down at the last 6 minutes or so of the show. A couple thoughts. So what am I trying to say? Okay. So this is the other part that I wanted to say something about, because I was thinking about this. It made me think about Ebony K. Williams. Ebony K. Williams some years ago. I don't want to misquote her, and I'm not trying to misquote her, so forgive me. But what I'm trying to say is that a couple years ago, Ebony K. Williams had kind of said something to the extent about like dating the man that drives the bus versus the man who owns the bus company. Something like that. And basically she wouldn't want to date the man that's the bus driver. Something like, basically she was basically saying she wants to date the man that owns the bus company, right? I guess not wanting to settle or expected to settle or take less than where she is in her life. It would be like a step down to date the man that's the bus driver. Now, I will say, while I somewhat agree with this, I get that you kind of want somebody, you definitely want somebody on your level, right? If you're at a certain point in life, mindset, career, all the things, you kind of want somebody that's going to match that. Basically, that's what we're saying. Now, I think that, you kind of want somebody that's going to make what you make or more. You really don't. I mean, let's just be honest. We don't. We want a man that, obviously, we want somebody who is ambitious. That's really the key, because even if he is the bus driver, is he actively striving to get more? Is he actively striving for more? Is he working? Is he the bus driver, but he also got another job and another job? Or is he doing, what is he doing? Where is he at in life? That is he still like, hey, the goal is to own the bus company. I don't own it yet, but I'm gonna get there. Or I'm gonna own another bus company. I'm gonna lead this company, and I'm learning all the ins and outs so I can run my own bus company. Like, where's his ambition? I think that's what we need to be searching and seeking, is the ambition more than just where he's at right now financially. I think now we don't want to settle for the, like, okay, if I make 100,000, do I really want a man that makes for what? I mean, no, I don't. So I think there is a level of honesty that you have to be with yourself, and I think there's a cap, there's a bottom. I think that there's a level of like, okay, I don't want to take more than less than this. And obviously there's no cap, because obviously, you don't really, the maximum amount of money is there's no max, right? Whatever. But I think there is a minimum. I think if we're honest with ourselves, I think we can say that we prefer not to date a man, and he can say the same. But see, that's the thing, ladies. If we're going to say that, then we should be able to be okay with the man having standards as well, and saying, hey, I don't want to date a woman if she's making below this. And you can't be mad if he feels that way, if you are at a point in life where you're not making the amount of money that he sees fit that you should be making at that point in life. Okay, we can't get mad, because it can go both ways. But I think we should have standards, but I think sometimes your standards can be too, and in Molly's case, Molly has a lot of growing to do, and we know that throughout the seasons, she grows, she has a lot of growing and a lot of unlearning to do. And this is a prime example of a woman whose standards her standards, probably nobody can match up to that. Like, you know what I mean? Because you're never going to find everything in one person. You're never going to find everything that you're necessarily looking for. You're not. So I think it's what's important to you, and there's a balance. I think you have to find that right balance, or that right, like, like, he's a really great guy, and you can miss out on a really great guy because you're just focus on, he don't make $100,000 a year. Okay, well, girl, he makes 70. Okay, he makes 70. He don't make 100,000, but I mean, he makes 70,000, and he's ambitious. I'm sorry. He hasn't gotten to where he ain't at the end yet. He's not comfortable with just saying, okay, I make 70,000. This is what I do, and that's it. Maybe he's ambitious though. He got the ambition. So I think if we should give grace, and I think sometimes, not to say we should lower our standards completely, but I think in some ways, sometimes we need to reevaluate our standards and say, okay, is this something that somebody can actually match up to? Or am I going to lose out on a really good man because I'm just focused on this dollar amount? Okay. And so I think that's where we kind of gotta sometimes ideally you might want this or want a man that has that, but I don't think we should just rule somebody out because all the time, because they don't quite match up always to where we see at this particular time. And in this case, I'll tell you guys more later, but I like Jared. And I'll talk about more of that later. But I honestly, even though I know Jared, he works at a rental car company. No, he don't have a college degree. But if we could, maybe say, okay, well, this is what he's doing right now. This could be a stepping stone. And we got to sometimes look at ourselves and say, hey, where have I been? I know I've had a job that I haven't always had the prestigious job and all the things, and I've had to get from point A to point B, and sometimes to make money, to make ends meet, I've had to do what I've had to do. So sometimes it's looking at yourself, and I don't know if Molly has had that reflection to say, hey, I ain't always been here either. You know what I mean? And so sometimes you can miss out on a really good guy. And in this case, I really like Jared, and I actually like Jared for Molly. But anyway, I digress for now. We're going to get back to these last 6 minutes or so. We're going to get back to it because, I just did something crazy. Okay, let's continue. So Issa walks in and Lawrence is cooking. He's chefing it up. And it's looking real good too. He fixing lamb chops and stuff. She walks in, gotta be smelling good. And she's like, hey, they're like, hey, I didn't know you were cooking. She said, I brought home food. You said there was no dinner, no food, so I made dinner. Man, and listens, love that. He said it's lamb. She said, I'll just put this over here. And he fixes her plate and brings it on the table. He had cleaned the table up. Love a man that's considerate and listens. So she grabs the plate, takes it over there to the couch, turns on the TV. And he said, I set the table, thought we could talk. And she's like, can it wait? She's like, I had a long day and just want to binge watch Conjugal Visits. And he said, I just cleaned over there. And then, what are you yelling for? So he knocks this up. Pay attention. You didn't even ask about my shit. You're not in this alone. I'm fucking trying. So she knocks over food on the couch and he just cleaned it. So now she's watching him clean this stain that she's now made a mess. And she's thinking back on when they first bought the couch years ago, reminiscing on, all the things they've done on the couch, all the things. And how things kind of progressed, arguments they might have had, how things got from they were great, good moments, not so great moments. And so she's thinking about all that while he's cleaning. She's like, I got it. No, you got to dab it. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter. Just another stain. No, I'm sorry for everything. It's on me too. Aw. She's like, it's on me too. I love that. Hey, look, I know I haven't been my best self lately. He said, all right, in my career or with you. That's what he said. Aw. Lawrence is a good guy, y'all. Like, Lawrence is really a good guy. For real, for real, for real. He's like, got a job. She's like, that's great. One of your interviews came through? He's like, no. He says, Best Buy. And she looks puzzled. Just a regular ass job. I just needed to handle my shit, all right? For me and for us. For me and for us. Oh, that's so sweet. She's like, was that what you? Are you sure that's what you want to do? He says, just temporary. I'll keep interviewing for now. See, that's what I was talking about. Is the ambition? She's like, I'm proud of you. I'm in this. Are you? I'm in this. That's what she said. He asked, is she in it? And he's like, they kiss, they hug. I love it. But that's what I was talking about. Sometimes it's the ambition. It's like, hey, I got to do what I got to do. And we've all had to do what we've had to do sometimes. Like, we've all been there. Like, none of us, we've all been there. If you're a real one and you can say that, that's the thing. Like, say, hey, I've been there. I've had to sometimes take less or do something that I didn't want to do just in the meantime because I got to make something. I got to do what I got. It's temporary. But like, I got to do this for me, for us. Like, sometimes that's what it's about. And that's okay. Holding your man down. You know what I'm saying? Now, starting off that way in a new relationship, new situation, relationship, like, no. Like, I'm not going to say that you want to settle for the guy that, no, let me say that. Let me take that back. I'm not saying that. I think you have to figure out what is important to you and what you need, and that, like, being realistic with your standards, and that, like, with the guy who's in front of you, like, he's a really good guy. I see potential here. I know that he's not just, okay, he works at Best Buy right now, but like I said, it's, again, what's his end goal, the ambition behind, like, okay, well, Are you striving for more? And I think being realistic with where you are in that season of your life and what you need and what is this something you're looking for a future with this person? I think you gotta evaluate all of those things in that moment to know if that's someone you want to proceed with from the start. But I definitely understand, if in her case, this bitch got man she been with for 5 years. Hold your man down while he's going through the season. He's a good man. You know what I mean? I don't think you should just hold your man accountable, yes, and say, hey, babe, holding him accountable as she has done, I think that's fine. But I think to just rule out a good man that is a good man because he's in a rough patch, no, we're not doing that. If I'm with you, I'm in this. I'm your rider. I'm in this. You know what I'm saying? We in this together. And I'm all about, and I have done that. I've been there before when my man had, in the beginning, at a certain, we both met, had the same job. We both did radio. And he had his own place, he had his car. I talked about this on the first episode of Lowkey Unforgettable. He had all these things and then he lost everything. And I had to hold him down. And I did. You know what I mean? So anyway, point being, you just sometimes that's just what you gotta do. You gotta do what you gotta do. Period. Okay. So Jared calls Molly and I'm just thinking about you and want to get something to eat. Jared, I got to be honest with you. Now she's like, I'm not looking for a relationship right now. He's confused because he's like, really? He's like, because that is not the vibe I've been getting. She's like, I'm kind of bad at vibes. So what have you been doing then? He's like, what have we been doing? We've been hanging out as friends. That's what she says. Friends, you want to be friends now. So like real friends? Yeah, like real friends. Okay. He's at work. He's like, she's like, so we cool? He's like, yeah. Yeah, we cool. Great. So I'm so glad. All right, we'll call you soon then. So she heads inside because she's talking all this rah-rah because she about to head inside and thinking that she's about to find a good candidate or better candidate. Okay. And so she got on this tight, cute, real sexy white dress. Very nice. So she's meeting this Michael, this guy, prestigious because he's got a degree and he's on the League app. Anyway, so now Lawrence and Issa are taking out, they got their couch on the curb. They both lay back. They both sitting outside. Can't believe we actually getting rid of this thing. You think somebody will take it? Do you really just take couches off the curb? What y'all motherfuckers doing with that couch? There he is. So they get up off the couch and hold hands and walk inside. Dope. Okay, y'all. So that's it for episode 3. And I want to say, because I was just thinking about what I said about, holding your man down. Yes, hold your man down. Now, I think, do you want your man to, I think you both hold each other down. Like, I think, because it can go both ways. Would you want him to just throw you away if you were going through a rough patch? That's the thing I think we got to question. If you were going through and you lost your job or something unfortunate happened and you're in a bad spot, would you just want him to throw you away? I think those are the things that we kind of got to think about and be honest with ourselves about. And so, yeah, hold your man down. We got to do what we have to do. And sometimes if you really love and you got a good person, a good man, you got to look at the whole thing now. Is it worth just saying, because you're not up to, now if he's just not, like I said, I totally get if he's just not ambitious and he's lost that, hold him accountable and push that man. Like sometimes you gotta stand behind that man and be like, hey, and some people have that ambition on their own. Some people are motivated, self-motivated, and they like, hey, look, I'm going through a patch, but sometimes you get stuck in a rut and you get comfortable. And I think that's what happened with Lawrence for a second. But all in all, he loves that woman. He loves what they have. And I think what happened kind of shook him a little bit when he felt like he was losing her. And so sometimes that's what it might take to say, hey, look, we can't stay down here. It's like, we got to get back. Like, you got to get back to the you that I know that you are. And again, speaking life into that man. So anyway, all right, guys, that's a wrap on season 1, episode 3. Next week, we'll be discussing episode 4, Thirsty as Fuck. But for now, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please let me know what you're thinking so far, what your thoughts are. If you've ever dealt with any of the things that we saw on this episode with racism on the job, or those low key, it's not the blatant in your face, it's like those kind of like, it's the, what's that, it's the undercover little sly racist remarks and things that we often, microaggressions that we have to deal with on jobs. Yeah, so let me know if you want to talk about it. Let me know, but comment anyway, like, subscribe, share with your friends, tell a friend and tell a friend. Any of those who love Insecure as we do, and want to just have fun loosely recapping this thing, episode by episode. So, appreciate you guys for being here. I hope you guys like the visual. Oh, and let me know if you like that. I'm determined to try to make this work. So yeah, I've enjoyed this. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And until next week, I'll see you guys later.
Thanks for watching, guys.